Morning, everybody. It's nice out today. Not too warm, but not too cold. Sun shining a little bit. Starting to feel a little bit like spring. It's nice not to have to wear a heavy sweater or coat to work anymore. Good morning, Brandon. How are you, buddy? I had the privilege of being invited to a gathering last evening of some local community leaders and local pastors. Matthew Castillo, you inspired this video this morning. I appreciate what you did, and starting to get people pointed in the right direction, give them some inspiration, give them some hope, give them some cheer. And I just wanted to remind everybody just how simple life can be sometimes if we allow it to be. What we're going through right now with everything that's happening to us in the world. I mean, I was talking to my friend Pastor Danny yesterday, and we talked about just the multiple layers of not just a medical crisis. This has become a medical crisis. It's become an economic crisis. It's become a mental health crisis. It's become an opioid crisis. It's become an alcohol problem. It's become a relationship problem. And there's 1,000 opinions out there, and everybody's a specialist or an expert on the logistical changes of how quickly we should open up, social distancing. But the one thing we need to be sure we don't lose focus of is just how much we rely on one another, how much one person can impact another person's day, another person's week, another person's mindset, another person's life. And again, I was reminded of this yesterday as I was invited to gather with a few local pastors and community leaders for a prayer and just a gathering of positivity yesterday. And just leaving there, there was this inspiration that I left with, and every person that was there left with a little bit more hope than what they had before they got there. And it was a reminder to me how necessary it is for each and every one of us to take personal responsibility and be an agent of change. And, oftentimes we'll find ourselves getting drug into a Facebook argument about sports, about, particular topics, about political, stances. And what we need to be doing right now, not only for our own personal well-being, but for our neighbors' well-being, for our business associates' well-being, for our family's well-being, is to be an agent of change. Take the personal responsibility of doing something that will right a wrong. Take personal responsibility for doing something that will start a positive trend. Take personal responsibility of doing something that will encourage others to follow suit. And what we can't do is all sit around and criticize each other and this person's essential, this person's not essential, this person's open, this person's not open. Again, I understand the nature of wanting to protect ourselves and feeling like when things are taken from us, particularly if we don't agree with it, how there's a negative response and a negative reaction. But that negativity just breeds more negativity. It's critical right now that we come together, and in any format that you like, whether it's with your family or your coworkers or your small sphere of influence or your large following that you have. It's as simple as what you put on Facebook can change or impact someone's day or their mindset or how they interact with other people. So take the opportunity to encourage someone that's doing a good job and has been working throughout the last 7 weeks, where a lot of us have been our jobs have been taken away, our income has been taken away. Encourage someone that's doing a good job through this crisis, and let them know that, you know, you recognize their efforts and you recognize their positivity and you recognize their work ethic, and encourage it, because we're going to need everybody to make it through this. If you see somebody that's struggling and they're having a tough time and they seem to be combative, argumentative on Facebook, instead of engaging in an argument, reach out to them and ask them if they need help. Encourage them, you know, give them something positive to talk about. It's our own individual personal responsibility to be an agent of change. And it's not that hard. It just starts up here with making it a priority, and saying to myself and saying to one another that this is the way that I'm going to start my day. This is, you know, 3 times a day, I'm going to find somebody doing something positive, and I'm going to encourage them. I'm going to find 3 times a day someone that seems to be having, you know, a tough time on Facebook or at the office, and I'm going to pull them aside and encourage them. It's that simple. And if each and every one of us start to take those steps and encourage each other and you know, influence positive change, and we're you know, just showing people grace if they make a mistake. You know, it's easy to be positive when things are going well. It's easy to be encouraging when things are going well. But when people need it most is when they may be struggling, or, you know, their attitude is crappy. And for us, that's the type of grace we need to be able to show each other, to try and understand the perspective that person may be coming from, and why they feel the way that they feel, and why they may be in a negative mindset, and why they may be engaging in unnecessary arguments on Facebook, or being argumentative, or being condescending. I can tell you, for the most part, it's not because people don't want to be liked. It's not because they want to hurt somebody. They may be struggling with something that's affecting their behavior. And sometimes it just takes that little bit of encouragement or positivity to get them moving in the right direction. So I would encourage each of you to be a positive agent of change. Take it upon yourself to, at least once a day, as many times as you can think of it per day, to have a positive impact on somebody. With everything that's going on right now, it's the only solution that is guaranteed to get us out the other side. All of the other things, and each of the governors that disagree, and every politician in the municipal level to the county level to the state level, they all have different opinions about what the right political move is, or what the right legal move is. But there's one thing for certain, that at the end, it's all going to require people to work together. And it's going to require positivity. It's going to require due diligence. It's going to require discipline. It's going to require grace. It's going to require forgiveness. So why not start with that in mind? Let's not wait until we have no choice to be kind, or wait until we have no choice to show someone forgiveness. Start with that in mind, because we all know that those are the things that contribute to a positive outcome. So there's no reason to wait. Start today. I'll take personal responsibility for myself for challenging myself to be more positive, to engage with someone in an encouraging manner, even if it's not my responsibility, or I feel that it's not someone that's directly, you know, attached to me or in my lane, so to speak. Go outside your comfort zone a little bit and encourage a stranger. By the way, we're still working to raise $10,000 for the York County Food Bank. Today is Tuesday. That's when they do their weekly handouts. You'll see between 3 and 6 today over at the York County Food Bank on Haynes Road. It's the old Kmart. There will be cars lined up. They serve and feed about 2,000 people per week. We are raising $10,000 to donate to the York County Food Bank. We had an awesome week last week. Everybody chipped in. We went and did a Facebook Live over at the shop over on Princess Street. We talked to Jen down there. We're over halfway there. We're almost at $6,000 raised already to be able to donate. Again, CR Property Group and Integrity First Home Buyers will donate an additional $100 per home for every home that we buy in the month of May. You may have seen it on Fox 43 News. They did a quick little excerpt on the fundraise. Again, here's the emergency food hub. There'll be people lined up out there today. They feed about 2,000 people. We're donating $10,000. We're raising $10,000 before we can donate it. So if there's anything you can do, I'll post the link in here. But again, take today, and as we start to transition back to normal life, as businesses start to open, as kids move back to playing sports, as kids, eventually move back to school, hopefully in the fall, we get back to working, it's going to require that we all work together, and the things that we will need from each other aren't, an understanding of your political stance, or an understanding of why you may disagree with one economic approach versus another. What we need from each other, and what we have to get from each other, is encouragement, forgiveness, grace, positivity. That's what we need from each other. So let's each take personal responsibility for being more encouraging, more positive, more forgiving, and less argumentative. Stop arguing on Facebook about opening and masks and political stances and briefings and quarantines. I mean, at the end of the day, even the experts are stumped at this point. The data changes every day. At the end of the day, none of us know what the right thing to do is, but we're going to have to rely on each other. Whether that's transitioning back to being fully open and encouraging the economy to rebound, or if it's a medical challenge that we face as a result of what's going on. And again, it's showing its face a number of different ways. There's a financial crisis. There's a health crisis. There's personal hygiene issues, people sitting in the house and not taking care of themselves. People have lost track of their fitness. They've changed their eating habits. There's 10 different layers to what we're going through. And if you look at virtually every challenge that we're all faced with right now, the solution is people. We need to be able to rely on each other. The thing that will get the economy restarted is the hard work of the American citizens. The thing that will help us recover from whatever, depression this may have forced on people, or abuse issues, alcohol abuse, drug abuse, it will all require people. They don't go to politicians. They don't go to economic specialists to recover from that. They go to friends and family. They go to their support systems that they have in place. So it requires us to be supportive of each other, to be positive to each other, to encourage each other, to forgive people and show them grace. So be that person that inspires that change today, even if it's with the 2 or 3 people that you talk with. That is just as contagious as any virus. Positivity is more, I would say, contagious than any virus. So go out and spread it. Go out and be positive. Go out and be encouraging. That's all I have for today. Again, thank everybody. If you get an opportunity, please go to our website or donate to the York County Food Bank. I'll post a link in here. We're trying to raise $10,000, but I wish everybody a great day, and I'll see you soon.